you want to know my top 10 before I tell you?
No.
You want to have a real...
Just authentic reaction. We just talk about the thing. So yeah.
What?
So,
you picked that?
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I can berate you.
Fair enough. I'm going to get some berating from this, for sure.
No. This is the beauty of the hobby, is everyone has different stuff. Yeah, so otherwise, I'll do... Or do you want to do the intro where you do the intro?
Yeah, I can do the intro.
Yeah, okay, sweet.
I was practicing it all day.
All day long. You're not joking. Okay.
Okay, give me your glasses.
Is that you? They're going to fall off your head.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, brutal. Oh, wow. Wow, we have different prescriptions.
You have terrible. Well, yeah, I can see it.
Wow.
So, oh, jeez, you're right.
Yeah, I told you.
Does this look a bun?
Yeah.
What's happening, party people? Welcome to Punch Bar Parties. My name is Daniel. With me is...
Daniel.
I'm his friend Daniel.
That's right. Okay. That was fun.
No, now you do it.
No, that's perfect. We don't have to do it again. Alright, party people, so we're doing another top 10 best board games of all time ever. This time it's Daniel's list. What I love about these videos, and this is kind of what's becoming of the Punch Bar Party channel, is we just get to talk about all the games that people love, games that are dear and dear to us, and games that are near and dear to the people who are near and dear to us. And so Daniel is someone that we play lots of games with. He's been a party person since
long time,
the inception of the channel, pretty much.
I think that was the first comment on your...
Wow. Wow, maybe. Father Greg was in and out of town this weekend, so we didn't get to get him here, which is unfortunate, but we still get a perfect, beautiful, amazing, probably the best top 10 list.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I want to start this like disclaimer. No, so like I'm somewhat in the hobby. I have friends who are board gamers. If that makes sense.
See, so I would argue that you are a board gamer, and there's just different types of gamers. So there's the gamers that are the suppliers, and there are the gamers that are the consumers primarily. And there's no shame in either or.
Well,
you don't engage in the side of the hobby as much in terms of collecting, the buying, the looking about what's hot and what's not. But you definitely participate in the playing and the enjoyment.
I do.
And the thinking about it afterwards. We have conversations post-game all the time at work.
Yeah. No, I enjoy the games. But I couldn't tell you a single publisher name or designer.
But again, party people, there's people like Daniel, of you. You're like him. And so we just wanted to provide a list that would also reflect kind of your own experience of maybe playing lots of board games, but not necessarily being as knowledged in the hobby. But that doesn't matter. You're still a gamer to me, damn it. So without any further ado, let's jump into your list. I presume you're going 10 to 1.
Yes.
Well,
we'll start with number 10. I think this will be like the least controversial pick. Not controversial.
Everything else.
It's the most... I think a lot of you guys would agree with me. I think this might be the only one where... So, my number 10 is Azul.
Oh, yes.
So, like getting into the board game kind of area and finally wanted to purchase my own first real board game. But it also had to like satisfy what my wife kind of wants and right because he has all the board games. if I need a board game, I just come here.
That's right. That's true.
Just to buy one that I know I'd play with my wife and my family, got Azul. And man, that is such a lovely game. Mm-hmm. Like just the way you get to pick up those tiles and put them in their place, and you finish that section and you get the points. It's a really lovely game. It
has kind of like a pseudo Candy Crush vibe.
Yeah, that must be why my wife likes it.
Yeah. It sort of gives you this thrill of like ding 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 ding.
Yep.
Zoom. Yep. You get that sort of...
I see that now. Yep.
Yes. The tactile nature of it. Yeah, it's a pure puzzle, and the way that it's sort of themeless, like what, you're like laying tiles. You're laying tiles in like a Portuguese kitchen.
Yeah.
Is essentially what's happening. But the theme doesn't matter. And I think that's really good for a game of its weight, where you can just bring this to the table with anybody, and like you said, family, friends, spouses, everyone can just sort of be like, oh, what's this? And it kind of has that feeling of your kind of old school board games where you're just kind of doing a puzzle together. It works.
Yep. So my number 9 is Wizard. It's a lovely card game. It's a trick-taking card game. Part of it that I love so much is that I was given it as kind of a kid, and this is like a game I kind of grew up with. And there might be one or more others in this list, in this kind of area, that I just love so much. And it just brings me so many good memories of playing with my older siblings or playing with my dad and just like winning. Yeah, you know that.
Yes. Yes.
So this game was kind of like my first real card game.
No, so this is funny because you mentioned this as like the thrill of winning as a young person or a kid or whatever. So I would have been the one that you would have been beating. And I would have been having a miserable time in my upbringing. So like a lot of these games, not Wizard specifically, but a lot of games that we would have been playing as we were growing up before we found hobby games, I was always on the losing end of them, and I really have a bad taste in my mouth for a lot of them because of that. So you lucked out, my friend.
I did.
Being able to be the winner.
And I still love them. And we could play after this if you want.
Yeah, sure.
So that's my number 9. Hey, my number 8, I know when we talk about board games, Daniel, one of the things I always come up with being my greatest dislike
Yes.
are small words on cards.
Yeah, there
that
you
kind
go.
of tells you what you can do with this card if you lay it, and then you spend the next 2 minutes figuring out how to play it and when to play its best, and it's so stressful for me. I'm prefacing this because this next game has that, and it is Star Realms.
Oh.
Okay? And I think the reason why it doesn't stress me out so much is because I've played it so much.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Because I know what card it is, and I know what it does.
Yes.
Right? And I've played this game a ton, and you can get the app, and you can play it on the app.
Sure.
Right? And so the cards just meld together really nicely. Have you played?
I played Star Realms once, way back when, and I just decided that I didn't like it as much as Dominion.
Yeah.
And so I just played Dominion more.
Yeah.
I never came back around to it. They released a new edition recently, and I was tempted to get it because I think I would appreciate it. And again, I lost that play of it too. So
I think it is quite lovely, and you get to like pick whether or not you're going to go with a certain color, or you can do more than one color, and they all have their different abilities and stuff. And I'm not a huge fan of like the space,
like science fiction.
Yeah, science fiction thing. But this one is knocks it out of the park, I think.
Yeah, that also eliminated it for me when I was thinking about games to buy early on. I stayed away from science fiction themes because Sarah didn't love science fiction themes.
Right.
So I opted for boring medieval Renaissance.
Hey, man, those are there might be some of those coming up on my list too.
Yeah, there you go.
So my number 7. So Daniel wasn't the only person to kind of like bring me into the board game.
That's right.
Place. I also have another friend, but his taste is a lot of like map control, armies on a board. So I've played like, I can't even think of some of they're so obscure. I've never played them with anyone else except him. But one that really, really rocked me was my number 7, Small Samurai Empire.
Whoa! I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's a great game, man. It's so lovely. You have the map of Japan.
Okay.
And you're given these like little tokens with your actions. Okay? And it's a really clever thing where I think it starts from the bottom up and do the actions going this way and then the actions going down or something like that. But then every section of Japan is like kind of cut off, and they only have a certain amount of actions where you can place your tiles. So if you want, and it's more of like an influence game.
Okay.
Right? So you influence this territory, and it's really neat. And you place your tile hidden, and you can do like a quick action there.
Okay.
Right? And you place, and then you reveal your actions that are like what you actually want to do.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of like crunchy gameplay where you're not sure what your buddy's going to do. Is he going to bring troops on? Is he going to kill your guys? Is he just going to move out of the territory and then just leave you with the points?
Now, is this head-to-head? Is this 2-player?
Or no, it's more than 2-player. But actually, I think it really works well with 2.
Okay.
It really does. With more is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lovely game.
Sounds intriguing. I definitely like an area control game. I like, or area influence.
Yes, and you control these little monuments and all that stuff.
Okay.
It's good stuff. And you have little samurais, and each color is like a different
Is
dude.
it a small game? Like, is it quick?
Yes. No, it is pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it is awesome. Next to my buddies in town.
There you go.
Because you all of a sudden started to like area control and
That's
dudes
right.
on a board and all that stuff.
That's right.
Number 6, I have Codenames.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So first time I was introduced to this game is kind of earlier on in my growth as a board gamer.
There you go. Own it. Own it.
It just blew my mind at the rules and how they just intertwine and just comes up with such a great game.
Yeah.
And there's nothing feels better than if you're like the clue giver.
Yes.
And you get your little token here, and you can see the words perfectly match up, and you just have like a $5 ready to go, and you're just like Disney or something like that. Yeah. It's just bang, 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 bang.
Disney for $5. Yeah. That's
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I think it's a good pick. I think it's solid. Yep. I think that Codenames deserves to be on people's top 10s. It works really well, and it's so inoffensive. You can get it to the table all the time. You can introduce this to anybody, and everyone has a good time. Especially families, where they can really leverage the kind of inside jokes and knowledge. That can be a lot of fun to just sort of... I introduced this to Sarah's family early on when we were first married, and it was kind of her dad's side of the family, like cousins and things like that. And just watching like Sarah's cousins, who were all siblings, bounce off of each other and like get lots of clues together.
Yeah.
And it was really embarrassing, like trying to be on their team. Like,
don't you know?
And they just like were. I couldn't get on their wavelength at all, but that's fun to see. It just really kind of, yeah.
Number 5, and this is the first one in my list, and I think there might be one or two more. That this is one that actually you introduced me to.
Okay.
So
I was worried that I didn't
know these so far.
Like, wow, he hates all the games we played together.
No, they're just on my top half of the top.
Yeah, there you
right.
go.
Okay.
There you go.
So this one is kind of left field, but when I was doing my list today, I just really love this game, and I don't care what anyone thinks. It is Karuba.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, party people, you do not need to be mad about this. If you have not played Karuba, go and play Karuba and you will understand why this is on his list.
It is so lovely, and everyone I've played with just loves it.
Yes.
And yeah, it's kind of solitary, sort of.
Yeah.
Right? But it has that
But like bingo is
bingo aspect of it, and you're not sure what's coming up, but you have to decide what to do with your tile the best way possible, and that's such a fun little puzzle.
So what's really cool about Karuba is that unlike bingo, everybody has the same puzzle that they're figuring out, right? So bingo, you all have different bingo cards, so when a number gets pulled out, you might be doing something else. But in Karuba, a number gets called, you all look at the exact same tile, you all have the exact same paths that you're trying to create on your board, but you get to do it your way. And so you just kind of make the best decision that you can see. And Daniel might place his tile differently. Daniel might actually use the tile that I'm placing to discard so that he can start moving his adventurer through the forest. And so you get this really amazing diversity of people completing the same puzzle in so many different ways. And it's really fascinating to see that go. And there's a real sense of the victory is so much sweeter. Because in other games, like... Yeah. I'm dealing with a different hand of cards. I've collected different items and resources. With this, we're all dealing with the exact same thing. And so you really get that sense of, I did the best.
Yeah.
And everybody had the exact same possibility of doing well.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
There's none of this weird stuff going on. Everyone has the exact same tiles coming up. Exact same thing. And just thinking about it, like, even the setup for this game is fun. Because everyone gets to pick a color and choose where the adventure starts and where the temple is.
That's right.
That's just so fun. Like, you just put them close together. Just
yes. For our church game nights, this is always there at a table. And this pretty much always gets played because it's a few of us know how to play it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a surefire win.
And I'm more than happy to teach it.
Yeah, that's right.
Then I get to play it.
That's right. That's right. There you go. Karuba. Yes.
Number 4. This one is kind of in the area of the wizard of a kind of childhood game that I was really good at and just kicked everyone's butt, and I still love it to this day. It is Crokinole.
Yeah, but you know what, party people? This is a top 100 board game geek game.
If you didn't know.
So, like, this is not... This is warranted. Yeah. This is good, man.
Yeah, I remember when we were just like, I was starting to play board games with you. You introduced me. I didn't even know that there was a board game top 100.
Yes.
I didn't even know. And I was like, I guarantee you I haven't played a single one of those. And I was scrolling through and I saw Crokinole. I was like, oh my God, I'm cool like you.
Yes, that's right. You are cool. You play Crokinole, man.
But like, as far as this game would be in like the dexterity kind of thing. And it's kind of like the first, I don't know if it's like the original of them or not, but it really nailed down that genre where it's hard for me to play anything other than that uses that same thing. Kind of
almost like, why would you?
The board itself is beautiful. The pieces that you're playing with are beautiful. The way you flick it, the way it bounces off, the way you score. I think there's a good reason it is in the top 100. So, and
again, really super family friendly.
All right, number 3.
Here we go.
Here's another one that you introduced me to, and you may know what it is. This one is such a lovely game, and the idea... Wait, I should probably say what it is. Strasbourg!
Okay, so I have a few guesses. Like, if there's not one more that I've introduced you to, I'll be upset. But... Strasbourg was one that I was guessing. Yeah. I was like, this should be on his list.
Oh, what a lovely game.
That's right.
So sometimes when I get introduced to games, I have a tendency to like pick it apart. It's like, wow, it's not as good as Crokinole. It's not as good as Wizard. It's not as good as like these old games I just know and love. But this one just does things in such a unique way and just pulls my heart in. I just want. I'm in that city. I'm brewing that beer. You know, I'm doing all that stuff.
You're joining guilds left, right, and center.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically a series of auctions. Just round after round of auctions. Where you are bidding certain kind of guild types. And the guild types, so if you win a particular auction, you will be able to place one of your people on a particular guild space. And you'll be able to get a crest of that guild. And you'll be able to sell a crest of that guild to get money. But if you're second in bidding order, then you only get 2 of those things. Right. And then if you're, then you get 1 of those things. And then you have these endgame scoring cards. So you're trying to manipulate the board and put your pieces out on the board in such a way that you're fulfilling the goals on your scoring cards as well at the same time. You're trying to kind of keep your pieces on the high council by having like majorities and things. Yeah, it's a smorgasbord of things, but really... But
it does it so well.
It does it so well. And the core mechanism is just this really, truly zany, almost ludicrous concept where you have a deck of cards that are going to be your bidding power. And you just have like 25 cards or whatever it is for the whole game. And you can draw as many of those cards as you want in a given round. You just know that you might be shooting yourself in the foot if you take too many, or you keep drawing ones, and so you keep on drawing looking for that 6 or whatever it is.
You push your luck, but then now you got the 6, and now you're way above everyone else, and so it was a waste of a 6. And
But I feel like you have a really good handle on creating your stacks in such a way that you have a really good shot of winning auctions more often than not, or at least winning the right auctions.
You need to win the right auctions.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like Dune Imperium, where you have to win the right battle. And so if it's something that you can lose, wait to the next round. Use a higher bid the next round. But what's also really fun in Strasbourg is there's only so many spots. So like your end game, if you miss that spot 2 turns ago, you're never going to get it.
Yes.
Right? And you need to win that one, right? You need to be able to go to that space. So lovely game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what people's issue is with this. It's, it's ranked like 1,000 something. Criminal.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Wow. This one kind of surprised me too. And not only surprised me, but makes me a little bit nervous. Don't judge. Love me. I'm a human just like you. I know Daniel will still love me after me saying this. He's not going to go crazy. He's not going to bite my head off. So, my number 2, kind of in the same vein as the whole Wizard, the whole Crokinole, This was like a game I was very early introduced to growing up, and I just smashed. And I love it to this day. I don't care what anyone else says. It's the Settlers of Catan.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's fine. That's high. That's fine.
My number 2.
Wow.
I thought it'd be like 10. That would have been nice if it was 10. I could just like say it.
Yes.
And then just move on.
That's
Everyone
right.
could forgive me.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, well, it's a childhood thing. Like, whatever. No, Settlers of Catan. I know it has its flaws. And now, like, being introduced into more board games,
Yeah.
I see where it fails. Mm-hmm. But that can't take away how much fun I've had with it. And to this day, if someone says, do you want to play? I'll play it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love building those roads. I love cutting off people. I love getting to those trade ports and just smashing those sheep into there, turning them into wood. How does that even work? I don't know. I just love this game.
Yeah. You know what? Settlers of Catan is good. Catan is what it's called now.
Is it?
Yes. It's just Catan. And it's funny that they call it Catan because people were sort of getting into a rhythm of calling it Settlers.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, no, Catan. It's like, you picked the wrong word.
When did they change that?
It's probably 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. They
Okay.
rebranded everything just Catan.
Yeah, I always called it Settlers.
Yeah. So no. Like,
I tried to get it right by saying the Settlers of Catan. But apparently that's not right.
That's right.
That's what came up on my list. So.
Okay, there you go. No, the thing about this game is the trading mechanism
Yeah, it's true.
elevates this game so high, where every board game, nearly, that I play with new board gamers who have played Settlers of Catan, they say, can we trade? It's a nice out when you need something and you don't have it, to be able to have that baked into the game is really good.
Hey! Number 1, and you might know.
I hope. If it's not, I'm going to punch you.
It is Dogs of War.
Yes, I don't have to punch you. I'm so relieved.
Yeah. So,
We need to reach.
when Daniel was introducing me to these games, we played 5 Tribes, and I really liked that, but then I played it a few more times. I was like, wait, that's not my thing. And then we played Jamaica. I was really into... I bought Jamaica.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
was really into it. And then after a while, I was like, oh, okay, well. And then Dogs of War came out. And he said, "This, you probably would like this. It is such a great game." I went out to go buy it that day. And it's out of print.
Oh, yeah. You can't find this sucker anywhere.
No, I found it on eBay for like $200 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
That's right.
Dogs of War, where you probably talked about it before on...
Oh, yeah.
Where is it on yours?
3.
3. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you probably heard you're like influencing these factions rather than playing the actual faction. Now, when I first played that blew my mind because I really hadn't played anything quite like that before. I played Risk, where you were the green.
Yes.
And all you do affects the green. And that's just the way board games were for me for my whole life until this game popped up. And I was like, holy moly, you can influence certain factions. And it's like, oh, wait, I want to backstab that. I want that shield to go down so I can get more points this way. And there's kind of like hidden information so no one really knows who they're really rooting for.
Yes.
Oh, bloody good game.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. And sometimes players can get pigeonholed. They pigeonhole themselves because you get dealt a card that gives you 2 shields of a particular faction right off the bat. So then they get duped by that. It just reminded me when you said, like, I'm green, I'm going to do things for green. That card kind of tricks them into thinking that they have to be purple or be red or whatever it is. You can squarely ignore that.
Yeah.
You can just pick whatever color you think.
I think there was a game where I didn't even look at that card. So it wouldn't affect me.
Yeah. There you go.
And then I just did my own thing and I flip it over. Oh, it's the right color. Perfect. I won again.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You win enough and you love this stuff.
Maybe the theme overall.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, party people, there you have it. Daniel's top 10 board games of all time ever. He picked the right one to be number 1. What do you think, party people, of his list? Let us know down below. Is there anything you would recommend to Daniel based on what he has shared are his favorite games? And then we'll, eventually get around to it in 6 months, a year, 2 years. If you like the video, please smash that like button, as Daniel says. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, party people.
Have the best day.